administration reportedly admitting to secretly flying 320,000 illegal migrants into 43 U.S. airports last year. This is a blockbuster admission. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, this was part of President Biden's expansion of the CBP One app. CBP One app. It allows migrants to apply for travel authorization and temporary humanitarian release from these airports. Customs and Border Patrol sources told Fox News that Border Patrol apprehended more than 141,000 illegal migrants in February. And of that number, over 70% were in blue states: Arizona, California, New Mexico. Texas, which has 5 out of the 9 Border Patrol sectors along the border, saw just over 42,000 apprehensions in February. I mean, this is pretty stunning that the administration is admitting that they actually took these migrants and flew them into cities and states across the country.
If this was a migrant crisis, why not send them to states that don't have a lot of people? If this was really about finding a place for these migrants, why are they not going to North Dakota? Why are they not going to South Dakota? Why are they not going to Montana? Why are they not going to Utah? Why are they not sending them to these large white states with small populations? If you want a home, look at all that space out there in Montana, in Idaho, in North Dakota, in Wyoming, in South Dakota. Why not send them to the white states? Why are you forcing migrants into already overpopulated black cities, brothers and sisters? This is a purge. They are purging black power. They are purging black politics, and they are purging the black population, and they are purging black programs. I'm going to say it again. This is genocide disguised as a migrant crisis. This is genocide disguised as a migrant crisis. This is genocide disguised as a migrant crisis. They are purging black population. They are purging black programs. They are purging black politicians. And they are purging black political power. The reason they are targeting New York and Chicago, they are the 2 strongest black political bases. They are the 2 largest black cities. They need to dilute the political power of black New York City, and they need to dilute the political power of black Chicago. And I am disappointed in Mayor Eric Adams, and I am disappointed in Mayor Brandon Johnson. I am disappointed in Mayor Eric Adams, and I am disappointed in Mayor Brandon Johnson, because as black mayors, they should be standing up for black people. They should be saying, my money is for my city. I am not going to take money from black people and give it to people who are not even American citizens, who don't even like black people. These migrants are anti-African. These migrants are anti-African. These migrants, brothers and sisters, are anti-African. So not only are you overpopulating already overpopulated black communities, you are bringing in people who hate us. You are bringing in people who don't like us. Brothers and sisters, this is a purge. They're going to use the migrants to take all the resources, all the food, all the shelters, all the housing, all the jobs, all the medical, all the resources. The migrants are monopolizing the resources. The migrants are monopolizing the resources. The migrants are monopolizing the resources. $51 million. Chicago has 65,000 homeless black people. Chicago has more than 65,000 homeless black people. New York City has over 50,000 homeless black people. We have single black mothers homeless with children. We have single black mothers homeless with children. We got unemployed black men and half the black men in Chicago are unemployed. Half the black men in Chicago are unemployed. Half the black men in New York are unemployed. Half the black men in New York are unemployed. So how you got 51 million in Chicago, 51 million in Chicago for migrants when we have black people who don't even have their basic needs being met? And then in New York has 61,000 migrants, 61,000. And Mayor Eric Adams is using black people's tax money. Mayor Eric Adams in New York City is using black people's tax money to house in New York City hotels. And you know how expensive New York City hotels are. You know how expensive New York City hotels are. You know how expensive New York City hotels. Eric Adams is paying for 37,000 migrants to be housed every night in New York City hotels. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Eric Adams is paying black people's tax money. Eric Adams is paying for black people's tax money to pay for 37,000 migrants to be housed in New York City hotels. Lord have mercy. How much money is that every night? Can my New York City Africans tell me? Can my New York City Africans tell me? Can my New York City Africans tell me how much is Eric Adams paying every day for 37,000 migrants to be housed in New York City hotels every night? 37,000 migrants a night, and we paying for it. $51 million in Chicago. They paying for food, clothing, shelter. They have opened up the closed schools in Chicago. All them schools in Chicago that they closed down years ago, claiming they couldn't afford to keep open, those schools in Chicago have been renovated. They have been renovated, and now the migrants in Chicago are sleeping in the closed schools in the black community. How do you find money, Mayor Brandon Johnson? Mayor Brandon Johnson, what programs in the black community did you cut to give $51 million to Chicago migrants? You opening up the schools, they sleeping in the schools, and you're going to renovate the schools so their children can go to school this coming summer. Lord have mercy. If you didn't have money for homeless black people, if you didn't have money for jobs for black people, if you don't have money for food for black people in New York and Chicago, how do you overlook American citizens? How do you overlook American African tax-paying citizens? How do you steal tens of millions of dollars from black people's tax coffers and use it for people who don't even like them? Brothers and sisters, this is not a migrant crisis. This is a Negro removal purge. They are replacing you and removing you with your money. This is not federal money. This is not federal money. Eric Adams is using black people's tax dollars. Brandon Johnson is using black people's tax dollars, brothers and sisters. Lord have mercy.